Waitress fixes billionaire's prosthetic, then he learns she's a robotic engineer who disappeared 3 years ago. It was one of those rainy New York mornings that blurred the city skyline into a water-painted haze. Inside a quiet corner diner just off Fifth Avenue, the scent of burnt coffee and fried eggs clung to the air. The waitress, who went by Emma, moved briskly between booths, her brown ponytail swaying behind her, eyes always scanning for empty cups and tired eyes. She wasn't the kind to draw attention, but there was something different about her. She was precise, graceful, almost too refined for a place where the floors squeaked and the silverware never matched. At booth 6 sat an older man with silver hair, sharp eyes, and a guarded demeanor. Malcolm Drake, tech billionaire, founder of Drake Robotics, and a man often seen but rarely known. This wasn't his usual breakfast stop, but a flat tire and a blocked route had led him here. His custom prosthetic leg. Sleek, titanium, worth over $300,000, was acting up. A stutter in the motor, a misfire in the sensors. He grimaced subtly each time he shifted. Emma noticed. She approached the table, refilling his coffee without being asked. "Need anything else, sir?" she asked kindly, eyes momentarily glancing toward his leg. "I'm fine," he muttered. But when he reached for his wallet and shifted again, the joint of the prosthetic let out a quiet whir pop and locked. Malcolm swore under his breath and tried to adjust it, his fingers fumbling against the panel. Emma didn't hesitate. "If you don't mind," she said softly, kneeling beside him, "I think I can help." He looked down, startled. "Excuse me?" Emma didn't answer. She simply slid a hairpin from her bun, then with a practiced hand, tapped a hidden seam under the knee joint. It popped open. Malcolm stared. No one should know that trick. Not unless they had designed it. In under 3 minutes, she adjusted the rotational node, recalibrated the servo alignment with a twist, and resealed the panel with gentle finality. The leg flexed perfectly. No more stuttering. He was speechless. Emma stood and dusted her apron. "You should be good now. You were experiencing torque drift." The actuator was struggling with alignment. Then she walked away, just like that, toward the kitchen. Malcolm sat frozen. Those weren't words any diner waitress would casually know. They were words his lead engineer would use. His missing lead engineer. 3 years ago, Eliza Ray, his brightest mind, the genius behind Drake Robotics' prosthetics initiative, had vanished. No note. No signs. No explanation. The world speculated, nervous breakdown, secret government job, or worse. Malcolm had taken the loss personally. She wasn't just brilliant, she was like a daughter to him. And he had failed to protect her from the pressure, the politics, the push for more. He stood up abruptly and walked to the counter. Emma was wiping it clean, the quiet hum of the diner masking the tension in the air. "Who are you?" he asked. She looked up, calmly. Her eyes didn't waver. "Emma. That's not your name." Silence stretched between them. Then she whispered, "Not anymore." Malcolm blinked, searching her face. "Eliza." She looked away, the name hitting her like an old scar. "I don't go by that anymore." His heart caught in his throat. "Why? What happened?" Emma, Eliza, sighed and leaned back against the counter. "After my brother died, I couldn't breathe in that world anymore. Everything felt like a machine. Deadlines. Patents. Shareholders. I was building things to help people walk again, but I couldn't walk through my own grief." Her voice cracked slightly. "One night, I packed a bag, left my phone on the Brooklyn Bridge, and just disappeared. You were the future," he whispered. "I needed to be human again first." Malcolm didn't know what to say. For a man who built artificial intelligence and cybernetic limbs, he had no idea how to handle raw emotion. Then, something changed in his expression. Not pity. Not anger. Respect. I owe you an apology, he said. You carried too much. I should have seen it. Emma nodded, her eyes glossy. Maybe. But I should have asked for help, too. A long silence followed. Other patrons came and went. Rain tapped gently against the window. Come back, he said finally. Not to the company. To the mission. You don't have to be in the spotlight. Just, help people again. I am helping, she said gently, nodding toward an elderly man in the corner who'd been struggling with his spoon until she adjusted his grip this morning. Sometimes people don't need tech. They just need someone to see them. Malcolm looked at her with new eyes. She hadn't run away. She had stepped down to reconnect. To heal. And now, maybe, she was whole again. Still, before he left, he handed her a small card. If you ever decide you're ready to lead again, on your own terms, this number will always work. She took the card, folded it into her apron pocket, and smiled faintly. I'll think about it. 2 weeks passed. Then one morning, a little girl came into the diner with her mother. The child was missing both legs, her wheelchair too big and clunky for the narrow booths. Emma walked over, knelt by her side, and spent 20 minutes just talking to her, about superheroes with robotic legs, about how being different can be a kind of power. That night, Emma went home and pulled out a box from under her bed. Inside were the early sketches for something she once dreamed of, a modular, affordable, adaptable prosthetic leg system for children. Lightweight. Colorful. Strong. She picked up a pencil. The next day, Emma was gone. The diner owner said she'd left a note, time to build again. 1 year later. At a children's hospital in San Diego, a group of kids laughed and raced down a hallway on brightly colored prosthetic legs. One of them zoomed past a wall where a sign hung. Ray Robotics, where every child runs free. And in a quiet corner of the observation deck, Malcolm Drake watched through the glass, a smile on his face. Beside him stood Emma, no longer hiding, no longer grieving. She wasn't just a robotic engineer or a waitress. She was a builder of hope. A healer. You always did know how to fix things, Malcolm said. She nodded. Sometimes we just have to break first, to understand what truly needs repairing. The wind shifted. Children laughed. And somewhere in that echo was the sound of a world gently healing.